Now we have Joel. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Singer, songwriter. It's about to release your EP in November.
Yes, very exciting.
Yeah. Will that be? You've released lots and lots of EPs before, though, right?
I only ever did one that was actually in a studio.
Okay.
A few years ago with my dad's band, Run the Red. That was a pretty cool little nifty time. But a lot of the stuff I do on my own home studio computer for years, and a lot of that stuff that you mentioned about Triple J, that was all just from a home studio.
That's cool, because I mean that's where you do it now, right?
Yeah,
totally, right?
Well, back then, you know, I was using the old analog systems, and you know, like when I first started, I was using Dad's old 8-track mixer and everything, and it was, you know, you got to start somewhere. So
that's cool, though. Cool that you had all that equipment to play with.
I'm very lucky that my dad is a muso. You know,
so is he still a muso?
Yeah. He's
who's better?
I taught him everything he knows.
Right. He's not here to speak for himself.
Yeah, no, he'll probably comment if he's watching.
So, how long have you been writing and playing music? Because you're only young, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up on my 13th birthday and my dad bought me this beauty, and I think it's quite symbolic that I'm sitting here with this because it's kind of a full circle. Come back to using the original guitar.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Dad kind of, every Sunday I'd come downstairs and Dad would teach me new chord, and I'd go back up to my room and hide out for a while, and then the next week we'd do it again.
What
and
a
it kind of
great way to
just
grow up.
Amazing, right?
It was great, and so I kind of got in this cycle of learning new chords and trying to write songs and hiding it from Mum and Dad. And I've only found out recently, Mum used to creep upstairs and I could hear the creaks of the floor, and then I'd stop and she'd go back down, and then she'd hear me playing again and she'd come back up, and I'd stop because I'd hear her coming up, and it was like a game of cat and mouse. It was a tennis match there. It was until
Why was that, though? Is that because you wanted to keep it personal, or you didn't
yeah,
want?
I mean,
what was that about?
I don't know if I was any good. You know, I was just
really?
like I was just playing because I liked it. I was
that's
enjoying
the
it.
only reason that you play,
Totally
really.
right.
So eventually, Mum kind of came out and said, "Yeah, sounded all right," and I'm like, "Oh, there's a bit of confidence there," and then started playing a little bit more often in front of them, and got to about 17, and Dad got me my first little gig down in the Illawarra, down the Wollongong way, and
down the gang.
And didn't really look back from there.
Where are you from? Are you from down there?
No, I'm Jaimie Bay.
Oh, cool. In
Sydney. Yeah, in Sydney. So, I mean, it's much of a muchness, really, pretty close by. But did a lot of gigging in cafes around the area, and just kind of gradually built up to a point where I was supporting people like Diesel and Moss, and recently Shannon Knoll and Dragon, or what's going around with them, and it just started growing a little bit more, and then it kind of got to a point where I was like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else really happening like I dreamed when I was 16 years old, laying in bed pretending that I was on a radio show, answering questions like as if I was doing what I'm doing right now. And I wrote this one song, which I'm not really promoting because it's just kind of like for me, and it just kicked off this 10 shows between April and May, and then started talking with the publishing company and signed a contract and doing an EP now. I'm working with ARIA-nominated producer and a Grammy award-winning master, like engineer. And
so who's that?
So we got Pete Holtz producing the album, the EP, and we've been late nights in the studio the last couple of weeks.
Are you still doing the studio from your room, or are you in another studio?
No, we're at Damien Gerard's studios in Balmain, Roselle.
Okay. Yep.
We were there last night till about 1. So it's tiring, and you just got to work. I'm still working full time, and you just got to do what you got to do. And if music happens to start doing its thing, then you start changing up the way you do things. And
what a great attitude, though, because you're still working full time and gigging and being like professional music. What do you do?
I work in audiovisual. I work so I was working in the bank for 6 years. And I was sent to WA, and I took that advantage of bringing my guitar with me and wrote a lot of songs and played a few gigs over there. So I've always kind of made the most of times where I actually get an opportunity to do my music, and there's never been a real moment where I'm too flat out that I can't pick up a guitar and write a song or sing a tune. So I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky with what I've got.
That's so cool.
Yeah, cool.
And the tune that you're going to play is so cute.
Yeah,
In My Pocket. Can you tell us?
It's about. I kind of wrote it for me in the future because it's like a keeping relevance in life. You know, you got your loved ones and your family members, and you go away and you do something, like going away and say on tour or something. And I'm not at that stage yet, but I can imagine if I was, I'd be like, don't forget about me, you know, like I'm coming back, you know, I'd put you in my pocket if I could. But then on the other turn, it's you're playing the crowds and all of a sudden you disappear, you're back home with your family and that, and you're like, don't forget about me, I'm coming back. So it's kind of that keeping relevance in all forms of life, and how do you know, I'd take you in my pocket if I could kind of thing. So you keep your valuables in your pockets most of the time, your wallet, your phone, your keys. Why not your loved ones or your things that you love doing? So
it's actually a beautiful little metaphor, really.
Yeah, well, it just kind of popped out. Different style of writing. From April onwards, I've been writing so differently to how I ever have written before.
What's the shift?
I don't know. I just started writing lyrics and melody in my head before even touching an instrument.
Wow.
So one of those kind of weird shifts in writing that somehow spawned a publishing deal and a.
You got great songs. They're really strong. Great lyric. Good. And your voice.
Thank you.
Play well. He's got everything.
He's got it all going on, don't you?
Stop it.
Mr. Leffler. Mr. Leffler, who when we were chatting before you came on, I said, what's Leffler? He said, which nationality? And you told me it was German, and it means?
Well, Spooner.
Spooner.
Yeah. Maker of spoons or lover of Spider-Man.
And I thought that was really lovely.
Yeah, it's a bit... I kind of like it.
I love it.
My mum's side is Italian, and they changed their name to Rovell. And before that, it was Jarabello.
Oh, Jarabello.
So I could have been Joel Jarabello. You know, I could have had like a...
You know what, you can still, you know, like once when you're really doing the big stadiums. I am no longer the Spooner. I am the Italiano.
It's got a bit of Antonio Banderas to it.
It does, doesn't it?
I don't quite have the tan / the accent, but...
Go to the Mediterranean, it won't take long.
It won't take long. Cool. Do you want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Find a little love and keep it close. The days on the road, they hurt the most, but coming on home, it kept me going. So I'll write a little song and sing it on to it. The feeling in my heart, I'll spread it on through. But coming on home, it kept me going. Well, I'll take you out in the town when I make it back. Yeah, we'll pop a champagne and I'll watch you react to the track that just cracked on the radio. If you forget about me, I won't forget about you, 'cause there's a time and a place that I'm holding on to, and coming on home, it kept me going. Please don't forget about me, you all my eyes can see. Please don't forget about me, I'd keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Please don't forget about me, you all my eyes can see. Please don't forget about me, I'd keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba now. So if I went for the second time around, but you said you had to stay because you had to work, now that it isn't your fault, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I kissed you goodbye, but at the end of the day, not a thing will change. All will stay the same way. I'll go from singing to crowds to singing you off to sleep. Yeah, you and I were meant to be from the very first night, drinking whiskey and gin till we seen the first light in the rising of the sun. I knew you were the one. If you forget about me, I won't forget about you, 'cause there's a time and a place that I'm holding on to, and coming on home and kept me going. Please don't forget about me, you're all my eyes can see. Please don't forget about me, I'd keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Please don't forget about me, you're all my eyes can see. Please don't forget about me, I'd keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Bye-bye now, bye-bye, bye-bye now. Oh, oh. If there wasn't a you, then there wouldn't be me. If there wasn't the land, then there wouldn't be a sea. No matter where I go, I'll keep you in my pocket. If there wasn't a you, then there wouldn't be me. If there wasn't the land, then there wouldn't be a sea. No matter where I go, I'll keep you in my pocket. Oh, if there wasn't a you, then there wouldn't be me. If there wasn't the land, then there wouldn't be a sea. No matter where I go, I'll keep you in my pocket. If there wasn't a you, then there wouldn't be me. If there wasn't the land, then there wouldn't be a sea. No matter where I go, I'll keep you in my pocket. Oh, please don't forget about me. You all my eyes can see. Oh, please don't forget about me. Keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Don't forget about me. You all my eyes can see. Please don't forget about me. I'll keep you in my pocket if I could, if I could. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Oh, oh. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Oh,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
great song.
It was cool.
Amazing. Two amazing men we've had on
I know,
our show
right?
today. And of course you.
And
Three
of course,
amazing
Ben.
men.
Well, you're not a man.
No,
Sorry.
no,
That didn't
it's
come out
not-
right.
it's
That
all
was
right. It's
that
all
was
right.
supposed to be wit and cleverness,
It's
and it just
okay.
came out like, oh,
It's
I'm an
okay.
idiot.
I don't mind. You haven't slept for 3 days, so.